If I don't like laugh when I'm making something, I don't really feel like it's completed, and I just find like this brings me joy. And to me, I feel like what makes something strong is just like emotion. Sometimes being like uncomfortable, like just feeling all these different ways. Like there's smiley faces going on, there's like mystery, there's something unsettling.
Do you want to, or one thing I'm interested in, like looking at these, is also the use of glitter. You know, I think that glitter is like actually like a very underused material.
Yeah,
right.
People see it as like kind of tacky, which I kind of not. No one has ever come to me and said that, but I think glitter can be used in a way where it seems like crafty.
Yeah,
but
so can paint.
Right. So I'm like, people say like, oh, I really like how you use glitter. And I'm like, cool. Like, I don't really know. I'm just using it in a way that feels natural to me. And I just feel like it's a great way to like have certain details pop out. So I've also been playing with like dissecting the archway and the checkerboard pathways that I've been using in the work over the years, and playing with like what is really like in the forefront and really what is the past by using like this soft line to define the structure here. And I think it's very important that I share that in the compositions, the woman being portrayed, this is just all one person, like
portrait.
It's just a portrait of one person. Several different faces popping out, but I think it's important, I think for my viewers to know that it's just one portrait. In general, like I am inspired by like French clowns, and I feel like this one has been like is a nice moment of like finally, because I've had this interest for a while, but I feel like this piece is like a nice introduction of like including like that style into the work. I feel like maybe this is the first time where the figure is actually a flower. And like her body is this stem, and the petals are clearly like coming from here, and this is like the middle, the center. And so like in this painting, the second energy is seen behind the head, but for this one there's two, where there's one like vision that's coming from here, but then I really, this is the first time I've done this figure. This figure is just like this protector, this kind of guiding this woman forward, and this is also another version of herself, which is kind of like, okay, are you coming? Like, are you coming? So grabbing it by the lips and kind of moving forward. But either way, like the motion and the movement is going towards this direction.
So what are you watching on TV right now?
Schitt's Creek. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
I think it's like a Canadian show. Well, maybe I'm getting confused. It might not be Canadian, but it's basically this wealthy family. Maybe they live in LA, and like one of their financial advisors or accountants or whatever like took all their money, and in the first 5 seconds of the show coming on, like people are like going through the house removing all their stuff, and they're like, you have no money, you have to move. And so the dad realizes that, like, as a joke, because he has so much money, he had purchased this random town just for the sake of it years before. So literally that was the only place they could move to. So it's like in the first 10 minutes, this wealthy family is forced to live in like this random town. I forgot where it is. It's in Middle America, and it's called Schitt's Creek, and they live in a motel. What I do like about going back home is also the same thing that I don't like about living there full time is that like it's like a no man's land. And like you can kind of get lost. There's no one really like guiding you. There's all these like abandoned spaces, and you kind of feel like you're like in like the outskirts of like a video game and it's like turned off. Like you just like walking through this space and you can kind of explore these things. A lot of the markets, it just feels like very open and free. And I feel like in a city like New York, everything's already built up. You don't have that openness. And when I went to Miami for Basel, I was in downtown Miami, and it was like this old mall, and they were basically like having these like DIY art shows in the mall. But then if you went upstairs, it was like these random like places to eat, and some of them were closed, some of it was storage. It's just, and I was like, wow, I feel so happy here. Like I could run around. There was like old elevators, and I haven't seen anything like that in New York besides like in Chinatown.
Yeah, but that's also like done, you know.
So it's just like you can't get that here, but in Baltimore, like the city is that. I mean, of course, there's definitely some areas that are built up. Yeah, but it's a really hard city to gentrify, and like. That to me is refreshing when I don't live there. So it's like when I go back, I'm like, I can take a break, I can experience that. Yeah. But when you do live there full time, being from there, it can kind of weigh on you. That there's no stability and no structure. Yeah. So many great things going on, but like nothing to like really hold on to. I gotcha. So that energy is nice to go back to. Yeah. Especially coming from a city like New York.
Yeah.